Hi everyone. It's been a long time since I uploaded anything. To be honest, I've been doubting this channel a lot. Not because I don't like making videos, I love making videos. The problem is that my ego still gets in the way. Every time I think about posting, there's a voice asking, what if nobody watches? What if people think it's stupid? And although I've been learning a lot about not listening to that voice, I'm still working on it. I don't want to give up yet. So today I wanted to come back and talk about something that challenged me in a completely different way. I completed the 75 Hard Challenge. If this is your first time here, well, my name is Daisuke and I truly enjoy making vlogs and videos with the hope of inspiring people to become better versions of themselves. I've always dreamed of being a YouTuber, but fear of rejection or simply not getting many views held me back for years. Eventually I just decided to just go for it and let it go. 75 hard. Yes, it is hard and I hated doing it. This is a challenge that requires real commitment. So if you're not good at sticking to challenges, then maybe you should consider taking on something less immersive. But if you're really locked in, I promise this challenge will definitely do some good for you. In fact, even though I hated it and I was actually glad when it was over, it actually feels strange not doing all of those activities anymore. So if you click on this video, you're looking for reviews and feedbacks. Well, this is my opinion and try to be very neutral and very honest. Number one, diet. So the diet I followed was a simple high protein diet with a maximum intake of 2,200 calories. I was starving. The most difficult part for me was in the beginning, was probably saying no to snacks. Since you work out a lot in these 75 days, your body is constantly asking you for fuel. But I do have a good news that after the second or third week, I was actually feeling much better. And my body was adjusting quite quickly actually. Another challenge about this was that I had to decline birthday parties or other type of gathering with friends. Something that helped me though here was that I was telling my friends that I was committed to this diet and to this challenge for some time. Some asked me why I was doing it, and others actually were very supportive. It was pretty beautiful to see that this challenge gave me a clearer vision of the people that I had around me and which was more supportive and less. Overall, this improved a lot my discipline, and I think the difficulty will be 3 out of 5. Part 2. 2 workouts per day. One has to be outdoors. I loved doing this. It was so much fun. This helped me tremendously with time management and really showed me that when you focus on a goal, we can really make that happen. Working out outdoors was my favorite one because no matter the weather, really helped me stay grounded in reality. For some reason, working outside really forced me to reconnect with the present moment. And I guess that's pretty normal. The rain doesn't care, the cold air doesn't care. So this really helped me a lot, staying connected and grounded to reality. Now, one thing to keep in mind is very important is be careful about injuries. Remember that you're running a marathon and you're not sprinting. So don't overdo it, especially when you lift your weights. I felt quite sore during the first couple weeks, but again, my body adjusted quite quickly. Difficulty to this will be 3 out of 5. Alright, the most controversial part. Drink water every day, 4 liters. Believe it or not, only after a few days that I started the challenge, I was feeling quite sick. I went to the doctor and I say, is that alright if I drink 4 liters of water per day? He actually suggests me not to do it. If I really wanted to commit to a healthy goal for hydration, he told me to drink 2 liters instead. Now, some of you may say, boo, that's not the 75 Hard Challenge. You failed. But listen carefully. My doctor asked me whether this person who invented this challenge was a doctor or not. I say he wasn't, and he laughed and said, don't be an idiot. So actually I agree. Don't blindly follow any suggestion or a challenge just because it's trendy. Always take care of yourself because nobody will do it for you. Anyways, 2 liters of water per day was difficult to maintain, I'm not gonna lie. The urge to go to the bathroom annoyed me every day. I was also very frustrated that sometimes at night I couldn't go to sleep because I still had a few glasses left of water to drink. The other side of the coin though is because I was drinking so much water, I actually got rid of a lot of water retention in my body and I actually became leaner. Probably my body was thinking, this guy is giving me so much water that there's no need for me to retain it. Still, difficulty for me will be like 5 out of 5. Number 4, it's reading 10 pages of a self-improvement book. By the way, reading 10 pages every day of a book really adds up. I was devouring the books. So the first 2 I read was The Courage to be Disliked and The Courage to be Happy. These are from Fumitake Koga. The third book that I was reading, not entirely, but just a few chapters, was How We Love. And this is a great book that talks about attachment styles. Reading this book, though, I thought that I needed something different. I needed to read and research about the way I was thinking, the way I see reality, and the way I take decisions. I asked my counselor about it, and he actually suggested me this book, which is Reinventing Your Life. Now, this book is mind-blowing. It really opened my mind in the way how people make decisions according to the way they see reality. I was selecting those chapters that I felt like I really related more. I really want to share more about this book in future videos. And by the way, reading before going to sleep helped me tremendously with falling asleep. Difficulty of this one, I will say 1 out of 5, which is very interesting because I don't enjoy much reading self-improvement books. I read a lot of Japanese literature, both vintage and more contemporary. I really like fiction and everyday sort of stories in Japanese modern life. So I definitely have a little chapter in which I read books that I'm not really interested to. So number 5 is take a photo every day. This was interesting. When I finished the challenge, I was expecting to see like a massive change in my body. And honestly, I didn't. I actually thought that somewhere in the middle of the challenge, I looked better than I did at the end. Another thing, at the beginning, I realized that every time I wanted to take this daily photo, I was always looking for the best lighting and the best pose to make. That said a lot about me, and it made me realize I was probably giving far too much attention to how I look in the eyes of the others. So all of this was actually great because the photos told me that 1, progress isn't linear. Some days I look better, some days I look worse. And secondly, this showed me that I really needed to accept myself more rather than trying to fake it. And that's probably true for life as well. Difficulty 4 out of 5. Heaps of times I was forgetting to take these goddamn pictures. Part of this rule as well is daily journaling. I actually have been into journaling for a few years now, and if this is something new to you, you will find out how great of a tool journaling is to put order and clarify things inside your head. Treat it as a daily emotional checkpoint. You don't have to update anyone, you're not really writing for anyone to read. But it's mostly an opportunity for you to put things in order inside your head, like ideas, emotions, thoughts. So, after 75 days, what actually changed? Better discipline, better time management, better sleep, more confidence. And the interesting part is that this challenge didn't change my life really, but it gave me so much clarity about what I was doing with my time and with my life. Do I recommend this challenge? Alright, if you're a social person and need always to be in company, I would say no. But if you are in a moment of your life where you want some space, you want to rebuild yourself, why haven't you started yet? Did I like this challenge? No. Will I do it again in the future? Yeah. My name is Daisuke. Thank you for watching.